I recently got the Motorola Cliq, and I'm going to be opening the box to show you what comes inside other than the battery and the phone itself. As you can see by just looking at the box, you get all kinds of social networking abilities out the box like Facebook, MySpace, and Twitter. Here is your standard 3.5 millimeter headset, a really crappy headset, micro USB cord. Here is an adapter so you can charge it using a wall outlet. Here's a bag so you can send your old phone to be recycled. And here is a manual. So basically, you get a whole lot of nothing. Okay, here are some preloaded widgets. You get the Happenings widget, which shows you all of your social networking stream. You get the Messaging widget, which shows you all messages, all your emails, and Facebook, MySpace, and Twitter direct messages. You also get this little one, which is kind of useless. It just shows you the last thing you said, but if you're always saying things you regret, well, I guess that can come in handy. You get messaging browser, which is standard for Android. You also get news and entertainment widget, and all these other widgets are stuff that I added. And here's your music widget, but that comes with all Android phones. Now let's slide through the Happenings. The phone is pretty responsive, actually. Even though on paper the hardware seems kind of dated, the processor does. But I guess it's sufficient. A little lag there. I find most of the lag comes from when I'm switching from an app to the home screen because it has to load all of this stuff up. Now let's talk about the web browser. There is no pinch and zoom, which kind of bothers me because this is a capacitive touchscreen. But to zoom into a page or zoom out, you have to just click this button. And you see how slow it is? Like on the Palm Pre or on the iPhone, you could just do one of those. But you have to do this, and it is kind of slow. Now I'm going to show you something that's a little different between this phone and other Android smartphones. These are your contacts. These are all pulled in from your Google, Facebook, MySpace, and others. This is their status. This shows you the last thing they said on, like Facebook, Twitter, MySpace. This is the history. This shows all your calls, text messages, emails, Facebook messages, MySpace messages, and Twitter direct messages. Pretty cool to have it all in one. Even if you don't use Facebook, MySpace, or Twitter, it's just really convenient to have it all right here. And you can know the last thing you said to a person using this phone. This is the picture gallery. Nice little interface. You can also turn it on the side. And you could go with that little pseudo 3D. Look at all your pictures if you have a bunch of pictures. The camera takes decent pictures. Here are a few pictures taken with the Cliq's 5 megapixel camera. There is no flash or self-portrait mirror, but you can adjust the white balance and color effects. One thing I've noticed while using the camera is that it takes slow pictures, so you can't take pictures of moving objects. This video was taken using the Cliq's built-in video camera, and the quality is, well, you can tell it was taken using a camera phone. I know what you guys are thinking. You're saying that Motorola Cliq is a lady. She'll never let you see her with her battery cover off. That's where you're wrong. She is a dirty girl. She's been waiting to take this bad boy off. Get a look at the goods, fellas. Oh yeah. This is where you would put your micro SD card up to 32 gigs. I can't find a 32 gig one, but if you do find one, it'll work with this. They make it damn near impossible to get it out. You pull that out, then you pull this out, and it takes so long, I'm not even going to try to do it and embarrass myself. They give you 2 gigs to start with, so that's pretty cool. Not a lot, but it's a start. I want to talk about the phone's design a little bit. Now, it's not a huge phone. As a matter of fact, I like the size. It's thinnish. It's heavy. It has some heft, so it feels solid. But there is no trackball, and I got used to my trackball using the MyTouch, so I always go for it. And they could have put it here. They could have put the trackball and set the home and menu button on this side. Even added a send and end key, but they chose not to. which is questionable. The QWERTY keyboard, I like the directional pad, makes gaming easier. I also like the fact that when you hit the Alt key, all the numbers and symbols light up. If it was dark, I'd show it to you. And you still have the option to use the on-screen keyboard. A problem that I'm having with my phone is that when I hit it, it's making a clicking noise. It's moving, and I don't like that. I realize it's not supposed to be like that. If it is, then they're stupid, and if that's why they named it the Cliq, then it's kind of genius. But I do not like the clicking. It feels defective. The slider is a solid slider, though. Listen, it feels solid when you're moving it. I like that. A problem that a lot of people are going to have with this phone, especially if you're used to having a phone that you don't have to charge every day, is the battery, because it is constantly connected to the internet, pulling in your MySpace, Facebook, emails, and all that stuff. I got about 13 hours of moderate usage. A few phone calls, listen to music for a couple of hours, and of course constantly pulling in emails, Facebook messages, and stuff like that, which is not the best, but definitely not the worst. I've had worse phones, but of course you can tweak it and not receive messages constantly, turn down the screen brightness, turn off the GPS radio, and squeeze a little bit more, but still you're going to have problems with the battery. As soon as they come out with an extended battery, maybe you would want to look into that if you're thinking about getting the Cliq. For the people out there who need accessories for their phones, like cases and screen protectors that are made just for your phone, it is hard to find something for the Cliq from a reliable seller. A seller that won't take your money and send it to the king of Nigeria and tell you that you're helping him invest in some bullshit, because that motherfucker owes me $2,000 already. So bottom line, if you're thinking about buying the Cliq, if you're switching from something like the MyTouch, which is also on T-Mobile and also an Android phone, you're going to miss the trackball, but you're going to love the QWERTY keyboard and the directional pad. As far as the preloaded widgets and applications, I really love the universal inbox, the one that shows you all of your emails, Facebook messages, MySpace messages, and Twitter direct messages. The happenings widget, I'm not even big on social networking, but I still read all of what's going on there just because it's there, even though it's not interesting or it means nothing. Like, let's check it now. I love soup. Wow, that's extremely stupid that you wrote that, but it's so cool that I could just read it and respond to it right from the home screen. Awesome. Something that truly perplexes me is the lack of dual finger gestures like pinch and zoom in web browser or while looking at photos. I mean, this is a capacitive touchscreen, and I did get used to doing that on the Palm Pre smaller screen, so it would have been nice to have that as an option. But all of the problems aside, this is probably the best Android phone on T-Mobile. It's a solid phone. I like it a lot. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of you guys out there would like it too.